5,620 pounds, the 243 RBS Catalina here at Haylett RV is one cool couples camper. Given the weight and the short length, it's ideal not just for half tons, but frankly big SUVs. And that was really the whole point of it, is they said, how can we make this thing look and feel really big in your living room when you get there, but not be so long when you're getting there? So if you're looking for that under 30 feet, I think it might be under 29, it might be closer to 28 feet here, under 6,000 pounds by a long shot, yet it still has good storage, good living space, taller ceiling for a bigger shower. This thing rocks. This is a fairly good traveler. With the slide closed, you can get around the countertop very easily. You can get to the fridge and the kitchen. You are going to lose access to that rear storage wall and the bathroom. That's just kind of the price that you have to pay for trying to find a way to put a big super slide into a small couples camper like this. Eventually something had to give. So just kind of plan accordingly, and if that's a big problem for you, you let us know here at Haylett RV and we'll find you a floor plan that has the features you're seeking. That's one of the benefits to us carrying just like all kinds of stuff. I think we're up to 600 units in stock now, and that's going to bloom to about 700 before it's done this year. This is a taller trailer. It's 6'9" tall, and that's a quality shared with J-Flights and the larger Wildwoods, not the X-Lights. So it's not impossible to find elsewhere, but it's a nice feature. So we like to have a mix of things. Central air up here, we do like to upgrade that to a larger 15,000 BTU though. And if you notice, the lights are just kind of here, there, everywhere. The way they do their lighting at Catalina makes a lot of sense. They give it as much lighting as it needs to be very comfortable. So what they'll do is they'll start by putting a light in a logical location, and then they'll look at it and say, okay, we need one there, and then we need one there. So every floor plan is kind of hand-tailored that way, if you will. Big windows through the slide, and the taller ceiling and the lighter wood tones make this thing look and feel so much larger. That's another thing that I like about these. They don't look and feel super small and cramped. That lighter, brighter tone, just warm, airy, welcoming. The thing here, though, is that, you know, every brand does something better than something else. And over the years, if there's something Coachmen's done very well, it is most definitely storage. And so much so that we're going to have to look at it in two different waves. First, you can see the dinette doors. They open up for easy storage down there, so you don't have to rip everything apart to get to it. And a cool note here, that dining table that we're looking at, that's the same material as the kitchen counter, same material as the bath counter. It's a sealed edge material so that you don't have to worry about, water spillage. You obviously still want to clean things up, but it won't be an issue. So that huge pantry, in a sense that's really your pantry, not a closet, since you don't hang clothes in it, is great. But this also has excellent cold storage thanks to the optional 10.7 cubic foot 12 volt compressor fridge that we've applied to this. Normally this would have a 7 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer, which is still a little bit larger than the class average by about 7%. But now this thing is as big as you can possibly get in this floor plan for maximum cold storage capacity. They are extremely traveling friendly because they just charge off your vehicle's 7-way plug while you're driving, basically. Another neat thing here, they do not require outside vents. So there's no like vents outside where sideways crazy rains could possibly trickle their way in. If you look at some older used RVs that largely seem very well maintained, sometimes you'll see the wood fascia down below the fridge is kind of spongy and a little messed up. It's actually from water blowing in from hard rains through those sideways fridge vents. It's very uncommon, but it can happen. I've seen it several times here in my career, and now you've just got a fridge that eliminates that, which is nice. More of that sealed edge counter stuff and tons of prep space here with those flush mount sink covers over that big farm sink, the stove cover, and this elevated serving station here. You got plenty of room to put stuff together. And these little optional bar stools, you technically could get these in any Catalina, but this is the only floor plan where it makes sense to do so. Then, what do we got here? No, I think we're good actually in the living room. Let's go peek behind door number 1 and 2. See what I did there? What you're going to find here is another intelligent design point of Catalina RVs. And that is that their bathrooms and their bedrooms are simple, effective, and functional. They're nuts and bolts, but they're exactly what you need, exactly where you need it. And the cool part about that means you're not spending extra money and not incurring extra weight on fluff stuff. But they will still do a couple cherry on tops of each of these basic Sundays with a, here we have a radius clouded shower door, so you maintain privacy, but you also get plenty of elbow room, and there's plenty of legroom here in front of the toilet and more than enough space to get dressed when you get out of the shower. And while this is a great couples camper, it can be built to have some pretty decent guest capacity, which is what you're seeing here. We like to outfit all of our Catalina Legacies with an upgraded full trifold hide-a-bed for a couple reasons. One, it's a larger sleeper. The dinette, the standard jackknife sofa, they're technically sleepers, but they're not big. They're good for kids, maybe. That trifold can actually fit adults, and frankly, during the daytime, if you turn that TV toward you, it's going to be a lot more comfortable. And a quick clarification on something. I said the phrase TV, but all you see is a bracket there. This camper does include a television. It just simply, I was out for a couple days and this came in while I was gone, and our check-in crew has removed the TV for safe storage. We do that for all of our clients so that you're the only people to touch the TV, other than just our service team making sure it works before you go home. You see that electric fireplace down there? That is another optional piece of equipment we have applied to this Catalina. It looks cool just sitting here. There's LED visual lights that can be operated with or without heat as well. So it's a nice way to get some bonus heating without burning up your propane. And as I said, we have to take a second pass at the storage. Starting up top, since this is a taller trailer, they went ahead and utilized that extra height by throwing a shelf into that cabinet to really double the effectiveness of said cabinet. All the cabinetry in this is pocket screwed, by the way. And those are hardwood cabinet door frames. It's not like stapled particle board, which honestly gets a bad rap. There's nothing necessarily wrong. Like you say, ooh, stapled particle board, it sounds terrible. I get it. It works fine. It really does. But there's a difference between good and better. And that's what Catalina's looking for. They build better where it matters. And I said earlier that was a big farm sink. I thought I'd just give you a good look at that. You can see the pop-up power tower sneaking a peek right below that high-rise sprayer faucet. Now down below here we have plywood drawers down to the floor. Shelf space for our, dish soaps or big pots and pans. And as we approach the entertainment center, you see, even that kind of gets in on the action. Every little nook and cranny they possibly could opens up. Bluetooth DVD player, by the way. I guess it's worth mentioning, although it's a pretty common feature. Private bedroom is another thing here. We've got a door to close this off. And you might notice it's a little dark in here. And one of the reasons I wanted to start that way, so that you could see, you don't have to climb on top of the bed and reach up there to activate the light. That one has a switch by the door. Makes sense, right? Like a normal bedroom. TV hookups across from the bed there, by the way. Now, the two lights below that full storage cabinet, which is nice that it's a cabinet, not just a shelf, those you can reach from bed, so those are individually switched. Full-length hanging closets, and I like that little accent front wall. Now, I mentioned that the bedroom and the bathroom, I kind of refer to them as Sundays, because to me it's like, let's say you go to McDonald's, and you get just like a sundae. It's just a lump of ice cream with some basic syrup on it. But it gets the job done. It gives you that taste. It scratches that itch. You get a little bit of chocolate, a little vanilla or caramel or whatever. Caramel if you're feeling high, hoity-toity. But then there's some cherries on top. So it's like a sundae plus, if you will. Not just household outlets on both sides of the bed, but USB outlets. And wide open side stands. Very nice if you're a claustrophobic feeling sort of camper. Those. Sometimes some people say, man, those full-length hanging closets, I feel like I'm sleeping in a coffin. You're not going to have that here. And I mentioned earlier, a cabinet, not a shelf above the bed. Shelf above the bed's fine. You can throw stuff on it when you get there, but it doesn't travel very well. Cabinet above the above the bed, you can pack, and it'll stay there when you get there. Below that private front master bed, we have the same big pass-through here that we have on pretty much any Catalina, and you'll see it dressed up with a big door. It's tall, it's wide, it's easy to get stuff in and out of. Over here, we've got the upgraded LCI stable steps, which really takes the herky-jerkiness out of the trailer as we come and go. That is an anti-slam entry door, by the way. The larger handle, also helping for coming and going. And then if you look at the awning real closely, you see how there's this thing hanging on it. It's a power channel. So there's these little lights, little fans, little speaker-type things that you can hook up to that. And you can really kind of play with your outdoor entertainment a little bit. Typically, these include usually a floodlight, so that, at night, if you want to kind of keep the party going, but you want to keep the light pointed inward toward your campsite and not, interfere with the neighbors sleeping, you can do that because they don't appreciate it. We have, unfortunately, you can see we are just swamped with new arrivals right now. This is just our new arrival holding area here at Haylett RV, and it's overflowing with new things this time of year. So pardon me if I can't get all the way around the door side. I'd love to showcase the awning for you, just not possible currently. We have a fully walkable roof with a 3/8 deck, 16-inch on-center trusses on the ceiling, the side walls, the rear wall, front wall, all that stuff, and then 12-inch on-center floor studs just below a 5/8 rather, tongue and groove plywood floor decking. And I'm actually right here in our little service driveway, and the UPS guy says, I'm on a deadline and I'm going to run over you, kid, if you don't get out of my way. Thankfully, he's actually not looking very angry. He's being a cool guy. On the rear wall here, below the backup camera prep, you see that little thing, this little thing? That is a holder for the shower wand for your outside shower, which is just cool that they give you that, you know. That's a black tank flush and a city water hookup right above those, by the way. Right around the corner is all of our electrical and sewer hookups, so that stuff is all in one spot. A full-size tubular bumper, which a lot of brands I've noticed have been very quietly removing. When they talk about their annual upgrades, a lot of brands have not been talking about this sudden vanishing of their bumpers, which is very good for keeping your sewer hose, aka the stinky slinky. That one goes, the credit for that goes to my buddy Double A Ron. I heard him say that the other day. I said, I'm going to use that. I'm going to say that phrase. I love it. And an enclosed underbelly here, standard on the Legacy series, which would be optional on the Summit series of Catalinas here at Haylett RV. And pardon me as I pass down the driver's side here, or pardon me, the passenger side, the campsite here. We are just packed in today. I already talked about the roofing, now that I think about it. The little pet leash link here for the four-legged furry friends, or the unruly kiddos. And then just neat little stuff like this. Like, it's cool, there's TV hookups there. But that aluminum fender trim right there, you will never have to replace your RV's fender trim because of wind buffeting, because of sun exposure. It won't get brittle, it won't fade. It will always look really good, exactly how it looks good right now. And that's the kind of stuff I like. That's the kind of logic that goes into Catalinas. Not just how can we make this camper neat and how can we sell it and get it off the shelf, but how can they sell it and how can you enjoy it for long-term, you know, worry-free camping sort of situation. That's the goal of the Coachmen camp behind the Catalina series. And they've been performing. We've been very happy with them, and what I mean by performing is they've been staying out of the shop. We've had a cabinet adjustment here, maybe a hinge there, but nothing major. I mean, no major stuff in it. Even then, it's rare to see one of these back. It's the kind of camper that earns my confidence, you know, and I see all these different things that we have here at Haylett RV, and they are all cool. They're all cool in different ways, and I've been very happy with these guys. So, if you want to learn a little more about them, give us a call here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And whether it's the basic Summit series here, the Legacy series we just got done looking at, their new expeditions, or anything else, Catalina, or frankly, you know, Coachmen travel trailer, or, you know, just RV in general, chances are, if it's on wheels, we got it. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.